Texas and Clemson take on one another in a couple of weeks here. Joe, Texas coming off a loss in the SEC championship game to Georgia in overtime. Clemson beats SMU to win the ACC. How do you see that playoff game going?
Texas is going to blow the doors off of Clemson.
Oh, my God.
They're going to blow the doors off of Clemson. We said this yesterday. So here's a little bit of a backhanded compliment for our Longhorn friends. This is the perfect type of a game for Texas to come out swinging. Just a really mediocre team with a good record that Texas has thrived on this entire year. This is Texas A&M, but orange, who you're going up against. That's basically what this is.
No, A&M's better than Clemson.
Okay, I'm just all the more illustrates how this game could play out. Texas gets them at home. I just don't feel good about Clemson the way that they finished in that second half. I really don't feel good about Phil Maffa.
Good about Texas the way that they ended the second half?
That was against Georgia. So let me get to what I'm getting to here. I don't feel good about Phil Maffa, and they seemingly offensively live and die off of being able to run the football. They also suffered another running back injury during the SMU game. I don't know what the situation is for that. We're taping this the Monday after the ACC championship game. I just don't think that Clemson has the juice offensively, nor do I think that they have a well-rounded enough defense that has been getting run all over by opposing teams to step up and stop Texas. I think the biggest aspect of this, Blake, before I throw to you here, Texas's inability to run the ball in their worst performances has killed them. But Trey Wisner is going to have no problems running against this Clemson offense or defense that is 113th in EPA per rush. They can't stop shit. So that is a big boost there for the.
All right, well, we got the same exact take. This is going to be a quick preview, then. I'm with you. I mean, you talked about the EPA per play. Clemson is 73rd in the country in run defense. The biggest weakness that Texas has is running the football. We've seen it twice against Georgia. Okay, we've seen it against second time I mentioned in Vandy today. I can't believe I'm doing this. Against the 36 run defense in Vandy. They had problems. Joe, they ran for 84 yards against Vandy. Go look it up. They ran again. They what was it? 31 yards against Georgia last week or on Saturday. It wasn't over 50.
Sack adjusted Wisner had 50 something. He had 53. So not including the sacks.
50 yards. They had 50 yards rushing, right? I mean, that's what's going to propel this Texas offense to get moving, which, by the way, struggled against A&M, have struggled against Vandy, have struggled against Georgia. They can't run the football. They can't line up and bop anybody in the mouth. They can do it at Clemson. Little old Clemson. So it's the most glaring thing in this entire game. It really, really is.
I had a second part. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
But in the back of my mind, however, in the back of my mind, Quinn Ewers is going to throw a pick. It's going to happen. When is it going to happen? Can Cade Klubnik and the boys find a way to put a really good drive together to start off the game and score? Can they? I don't know. And if they do that, I know that Quinn Ewers is turnover prone. He's been turnover prone, and it doesn't matter the opponent. When he gets in high-pressure situations, he's going to turn the ball over. If I'm Dabo, if I'm Clemson, I'm saying we won the toss, we want the ball. I'm doing everything humanly possible to come out and score. Joe, at this point with Quinn, it's not a matter of opinion anymore when it comes to him having turnover-worthy plays in crucial situations. It keeps happening to him, whether it be him and bad decisions or whether it just be bad luck and his receiver bats a ball up and it gets picked off by Everett if you're talking about the Georgia game. I'm with you. I think that they're going to run through them defensively. They're going to be able to run the football. I won't get out of my mind, though, that Quinn finds ways to keep teams in games.
My last bit here, and you bring up that good point of this score could be closer than it could.
Never agreed this much on any episode ever.
We we agreed a lot last week in the championship previews, and I think that we sweeped our prediction. Like, we couldn't have predicted those games any better than we did. So
yeah, didn't we go perfect? You
on
got
picks,
over
but
me.
just in the general prediction on how we thought the game was going to play out. Like,
Yeah.
we were on point. Usually that means we're cooking something up here. That's all I'm saying. This game could end up looking closer than it actually is because, like the Texas A&M game, Quinn Ewers let some team get back into it. I don't have faith that Clemson, even if they took some sort of an early lead, that they would be able to maintain it. And then my last piece here, Texas's defensive line in front seven is super productive against mediocre offensive lines. That is what has made them the second best team in Havoc rate this season. They are going to feast against that Clemson offensive line, like we talked about in our ACC championship game reaction. Cade Klubnik has improved and gotten better, but he is not the type of quarterback, as we have seen, that handles pressure very well. He's a good runner, but for some reason, the pocket collapses and he's done. The play's over. I just don't think that this Clemson offense is equipped.
Let me ask you a question. Let me rudely interrupt you and ask you this question.
No, I was done. That was all I had.
He got hurt earlier this year with an abdomen strain. And then they went into a game and played Georgia where he got pulled. Here's a hot take. I think he's hurt. I think, yeah, because
they showed the whole thing with his ankle, the whole like apparatus that they put on his ankle, and like
even that. But I think this is the reason that he keeps fading is because I do think that he's beat up, and early in these games he might get a shot in the locker room or something might happen, and then he comes back in the locker room and he's like, oh, he's sitting down and he's not really doing anything, and then every second half has been pedestrian. I mean, since he's come back from that injury, when he's been in, they've called him. That's why Arch got called on. I mean, he's been pedestrian. So if there's a way for Clemson to hang around here, I'm with you on Maffa. But if Maffa's shoulder needs 2 weeks, I mean, Joe, a lot can happen in 2 weeks. A lot.
Well, apparently he's been battling, unless I'm misremembering, apparently he's been battling through that for, I don't know, dude, a running back with an injury that's been recurring, a shoulder injury, and he's a contact back, like a guy that thrives.
I'm with you there. There also comes a part where 2 weeks of not getting hit on it either. 2 weeks is a long time, Joe.
Wait, but let me flip that on you, though. Like, you have to spend all that time not getting hit, and then, like, imagine how that's going to feel getting hit after, like, all of that time of trying to recover. Like, that's why they talk about a lot of times.
Rehab is just strength, is really just strength building.
No, I know, but like that's why they talk about a lot with injuries and why teams go through preparation of like needing contact through the week. You need to get hit to be ready to get hit. So that's all I'm saying. BetOnline remains your top spot for all of your live betting action and contests. NFL, college football, UFC, NHL are all in full swing. BetOnline is your number one source for wagering news, odds, trends, and predictions with both desktop and mobile access at any time. Head to BetOnline today and use promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for 50% off your first deposit. That is a 50% welcome bonus. BetOnline, where the game starts.